Okay, in this video we're just taking a look at the new Lumix Lab app, and first off it's available from today, and this is just for Android, so it's coming to the iOS App Store eventually, but the Android release is today. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link for where you can jump into the App Store link, which you can see we've got here, and it's been pushed into the Play Store now, so we can install the app. And essentially, if you don't know what this is or what this video is about, it's basically, this is kind of the companion app now for the Panasonic Lumix S9, which is the new kind of compact full frame mirrorless camera that's kind of come about recently. It's not actually on the market yet, but it's it's had its sort of initial release, and it's been sort of quite widely tested and reviewed. And alongside that, it looks like the current app that we use now, Lumix Sync, is not going to be available with that camera. It's just using this Panasonic Lumix Lab. And it looks like what they've done is they've added like a little bit of backwards compatibility for some other cameras as well. So what we're going to do is just install it, take a look at it, and I'm just going to kind of run you through like, what's there and kind of what it does. And it's, it's essentially, it's like a watered down kind of Lumix Sync, but with an emphasis on picture profiles really. So you can see when we come in, we could just go through the general kind of intro spiel, just go through like these bits. It tell us about LUTs that we can sort of import and use LUTs. We'll jump on to the next bit, and then it says about transferring your LUTs to the camera and everything, and then we'll jump through this bit and saying about the creator LUTs, which again, they're sort of a library by Lumix and a library from creators. And we'll just go in, do the agree to the policies and go through, make sure to read them if that's something you do. And what we'll need to do, we'll need to allow Bluetooth, we'll need to allow photos, and we'll need to allow location. So Bluetooth is for camera connection. Photos is if you want to add photos from your photo library and save them to there as well. And the location is for geotagging purposes. So we'll jump into the next bit, and then it's just kind of tell us about yourself. This bit's actually required. I don't know why it shouldn't need to be. Especially when you haven't even got an account on there or anything, so it doesn't really make any difference. But you can just go in, pick one of the things that you feel like applies to you. It's broken down into photographer and videographer, and then you can put your age bracket in there, and if you use social channels and that kind of stuff. So I've just tapped in a couple of bits and I'll hit get started. This doesn't really make any difference on what happens in the app. So you can see now it's trying to turn on Bluetooth, and that's to create a connection with the camera. And I've got the GH6, which isn't supported by Lumix Lab. So I'll sort of show you essentially in this bit. What they've said is the new S9, excuse me, the new S9, the S5 II, the S5 II and the S5 IIX are all compatible with this. And did I say G9 Mark II? G9 Mark II as well. But so they should be able to pair with this. I don't think they. I mean, my understanding is that they will just pair with this, but there might be a firmware update coming to kind of push all this together. But essentially, I tried to pair it with my GH6, put it into switch Bluetooth on, had it connected on Wi-Fi and everything, just to see if it would connect. And it doesn't seem to be able to pick up the camera or do anything with it. So, like I say, it's not in the supported list of cameras. But don't worry about that, because we can jump through, and I can still show you what the app does, because we can actually use images from the gallery to do this. So it's not essential that we pair it at the moment, but you can kind of see on here, if you can pair your camera, what you can do is just basically obviously switch it on, go to the main menu, jump into Bluetooth. And then if you switch that on, it's got they call it a pairing option here, but it's actually the set option. And then that will let you go in, and you should be able to get connected to the app. And then by doing that, you're then able to pull images from the camera roll to basically come straight into Lumix Lab, and you'll be able to sort of make little tweaks and things on all of your images and all of your videos as well. Okay, so we'll just jump in and I'll just show you under download. We've actually got, so you've got the alerts here, you've got creator alerts and trending alerts, and the idea is it's just like a nice big sort of communal library, and you can go in and you can download them from like your favorite creators. So you've got Emily from Micro 4 Nerds, Sam Holland, Caleb Hoover, John Simo's in there, you know, so the kind of Lumix creators that you're probably pretty used to seeing. So they've got all of their library of kind of alerts that you can go in and get, and you can see there's the official ones at the bottom as well. So it's a good it's quite a nice little library, and you've got the ones that are already on your device, so you can see that we've got like 5 that we can play with just to kind of mess around and sort of apply some effects. But yeah, you could probably spend a fair bit of time, you know, coming in, downloading creator alerts, tweaking them a little bit, you know, making your own kind of styles of alerts and things as well. So what we're going to do, because we can't connect to it, so I'm just going to jump into Lumix Sync, and I'm just going to do that to just pull an image in, because we can use our camera roll basically from the phone. So what I'm going to do is just grab the raw file from here, so I'll switch it just into raw, come back and then hit import, and that's just going to take a little bit of time to copy over onto the phone, and then we'll jump on from there back into the app. If you don't know how to do any of this, I'll leave a link up in the corner to how to use Lumix Sync. And then essentially what we'll do is in here you can see what I've done is I've got the raw and the JPEG version of this file. So what I'll do is I'll open the raw file of it, and then you can see, I don't know if this is a limitation because I'm on the GH6. Like I say, the raw file is not editable, so all I can do is preview it. So obviously that's not useful. So what I'd need to do is I've got to go back and I'll grab the JPEG version of it, download that quickly. And as I say, I don't know if that's a limitation just of this camera. It must edit raw files. I'm not sure about that. I couldn't see anything that kind of specifically said about it in there, but you know, that's got to be part of the app. It can't just be a JPEG editor. So yeah, what we can do now, we've got the JPEG, so you can see there it knows the picture profile and everything, so it's reading the metadata, and then I can come in and I can use those little profiles that we've already got on there. So these are like the little LUT updates. You can see it's just, you know, it's applying those on top of my profile that I set it to, which I believe is a natural profile in this. And then we've got all these options, standard stuff you'd expect to see in a photo editor. We've got exposure, brightness, contrast, things like saturation, shadows and highlights. All that kind of stuff is available to us. White balance, of course, is kind of there and readily available to use with tint. And yeah, as I say, saturation's kind of in there. It's kind of fairly basic photo editing tools. We've got things like tone curve, probably a little bit wild on the tone curve, but you know, you can come in and you can play with little bits like that, and that will kind of you know, you can edit your images through that way. And then you can see in here we've got also things like hue, saturation, luminance, and then there's quite a few options. I won't go through every single one. It's got effects in there, which is just like vignette and you know, that type of thing. You can add grain to images. And then on top of that, we've got, you can also do things like crop and resize, but I won't show all of that. Sharpness, noise reduction. So, you know, it's got most of the things that you'd expect to see in a photo app. And then you can go through, you can also do batch apply. So, you know, if you've done a load of wedding shots or something and you want to, you know, apply it to all of them, you could do that. And then you can save the photo or save your LUT, and it's, you know, it allows you to just kind of do all of that off the back end of your edits, and then that just goes back into the photo gallery. So yeah, hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview of what it is. You know, for me, I'll probably just stick to using the Lumix Sync app anyway, but it's just a overview of what it is. And of course you've got the in-camera RAW editing on newer Lumix cameras, which I'll link to up in the corner. But yeah, hopefully you found this helpful. If you have, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe.